Breaking news: Buhari shocked Nigerians as he asked the US, UK, others to ban the Indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, but did not ask them to ban, the terrorism and, Boko Haram and the rest. There was no statement to that effect. Okay? The very issue. Listen, guys, Ipob, that Buhari is focusing attention on could only be prominent, for instance, now in the East. And why is that? If a government is wise, if something is going on as a leader, you call for a meeting. You try to nip it at the bud. You call for a meeting and understand why the grievances are on. These people are saying we want to leave Nigeria because we feel not included. We feel that we've been marginalized. Or the appointments, we are not there. Look at the service chiefs. We're not given opportunity, yet you say we are part of it and we are contributing largely to the nation's GDP. So how are we, if we're not part of it, then to your tent, O Israel. And what Buhari could not ask for, security, could not ask for assistance to end the reign of terror in the north and other parts of the regions of the country. What Buhari's attention is the East. I think so you go first solve the problem when you do your house before you go to solve outside people problem. Now, wow, let's get all the details. Reactions from Nigerians as Buhari asked the US, the UK, others to ban the Indigenous people of Biafra and Ipob. According to the report published by the Punch newspaper, President Muhammadu Buhari has asked the nations, the Western allies, to persecute and to prohibit the Indigenous people of Biafra and to describe them as a terrorist organization. He made the remark in an interview with Boomerang. According to Buhari, the country is safer than he met it in 2015. Woo! Lies upon lies. And prescribing the Ipob, a group seeking section of southern part of Nigeria to leave, will improve the situation. That's not true. Their leaders enjoy safe haven in the West, broadcasting hate speech into Nigeria from London, he said. The leaders enjoy safe haven. They stay in the Western nations and encourage those back at home with hate speech to detect Nigeria and to tell them they are leaving. They are spending millions lobbying members from the US Congress and freely using international financial network to arm agitation on the grounds of Nigeria and heating up the political terrain. I therefore ask that the international community look at the Ipob and prescribe them as such, prohibit them from coming into their country. Is that what is on ground now? There is what we call the important issue. Now, when you have money to spend, for instance, you don't just go buying everything, okay? You want to do shopping and your money, your funds, the source of funds you have may not cover everything. What you do in that situation is that you itemize out things, okay? You write them on a list of order of importance. What do I need most that I must have? Okay, that I need is necessary, is what, if it's not there, it will affect things. That should be the number one on the list. What is it I can do without that I don't necessarily need now? And when the situation improve, I can get it. It does not have to be now. Those should be some of the last things on the list. But what Buhari is doing is that there is no order. Okay, there is no coordination. It's just going there. It's just bang. I need everything, and you have limited funds. Look at what happened in Owo. Did you know that the nation's leadership have not been able to raise the army to say go into the forest and the bushes and everywhere and fish out those people? Do you know how big America is? But when something happens and the government is committed to it, if you like, run to anywhere you want to run to. It may take years, but you'll be fished out. You'll be fished out. There is a case of a man who jumped, from prison and just, he ran. Do you know how many years later he was still caught? Years later, not 10 years, not 20 years, he was still caught. But in Nigeria, no consistency. Imagine Abba Kyari will wake up one morning and tell you that he does not like the mattress, in the prison. He wants, what you can simply refer to as rubbish. Things that should not be heard of is what we celebrate in Nigeria. Now you are calling the nations of the world to come on IPOB and the indigenous people of Biafra and all that. These people are not going around kidnapping and all that. They're not doing anything of such. They are only emphasizing and saying to the government of the day, we want out. If you don't want us to go, include us. Can you imagine all the service chiefs we have? Is anybody from the southeast? No. The whole service chiefs we have, they are all from the north. For instance, if we have 6, 5 are from the north. So what are you telling me? I mean, people are being removed from important position and being replaced by people from the north, and you expect them to be smiling, and yet they are paying their taxes, they are part of the nation, they are contributing their quota, and they are not a force. Don't you know if you have nobody in leadership, you don't have a voice, or you don't understand it? If you have nobody in leadership, when decisions are being made, there is no one looking after your interest. Whatever decision is made, hey, newsflash, it binds on you. Oh, I was not there, is inconsequential. But if you have somebody who has your interest and understand why such a decision should not be made and how adversely it will affect you, we'll raise it as a concern. So when that law or that decision is being passed, you'll be put into consideration such that when it eventually becomes a law, you guys will not be adversely affected. Well, guess what? They don't have a single person. You ensure that you make sure of that, and then you want all the laws to bind on the southeast, and then you have no. It's absurd. Excuse me. It doesn't work that way. You see, so these are some of the things we should pay attention to and not take people or things for granted and assume that everything all of a sudden will fall in place. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. You're not even speaking in terms of the security of the nation that could possibly bring in investors. If a place is not safe, how will an investor want to come into Nigeria and invest? That's the money being thrown into the drain. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please don't forget to like us, share, subscribe. God bless you. Have a good day. Bye for now.